The first thing that we're going to do today is get people a little glassy-eyed. We start with a certain formula that Rabbeinu Arizal explained, and quite likely when you hear it you're going to go like, excuse me, what was that? And this is what Arizal says. Every person goes, it's a cycle. The cycle is that a person gets tired at the end of the day. Obviously, you didn't need Arizal to tell you that. Nevertheless, what happens is that the moichin, the mental faculties, are tired, and what needs to be done is that they have to shut down. But it's not just shut down. What they need to do is they need to be recharged, be rejuvenated. And they're being rejuvenated in sleep. They're being misbatal kaviyachol, they're shutting off. They're entering, the sleep, which is B'chinas Emunah, where they're being recharged. Now, there are two types of mental faculties. One of them is the koyach of Emunah, the human ability to believe. That is called the Malchus. Then there's another higher mental faculty that a human being has, and that is the awareness. That's a higher level than the Malchus. That's called Ze'er Anpin. Above Ze'er Anpin there is Chochmah Bina Das, and above that there's the Malchus. Now, we're dealing with the two mental faculties of the Malchus and Ze'er Anpin, the Emunah and the Yedir. Both get tired by the end of the day, and they have to go to rest. Okay? Now, what happens is, says Arizal, that the Malchus takes off its moichin, its mental faculty, and it parks it in its parking lot. You know, like I have in my house a parking lot, the Malchus is a parking lot. The Ze'er Anpin also takes off its moichin. No, we're going to rest, okay? And it parks it in its own parking lot. The parking lot of the Malchus, strangely enough, is in the heart of Ze'er Anpin. That's where the garage is. What can you do? The parking lot of the moichin of Ze'er Anpin, says Arizal, is above its head. Lifts it up. Now, then a person goes to sleep, gets rejuvenated, and the nekuda of Chatzos, when the El Chayidin, they wake up, what happens, what wakes up is a nekuda of the Malchus. That's the first thing, a little nekuda. It's like when the Lavona is first just, being revealed. This is when the Malchus is being revealed. Then the process of the Malchus has to be rebuilt. It's being rebuilt through learning Torah throughout the night. That's what the Mishnah Berurah says. That's the time to learn night, It's a mesugel time for Kabbalah, for people who are mesugel to learn Kabbalah, and so forth and so on. And as you go through the night, you're learning Torah. It builds the Malchus more and more and more and more and more. And when the daylight comes, Arizal says that the Malchus goes up to its root. It's being elevated, it's being fixed up, now it's going back to its root. It's going to get its stature back again. He says it goes through the 5 fingers of the left hand, and it sits on the zroa, on the arm, the left arm. That is the shurish of the Malchus. Now, when the Malchus is sitting on the left arm, this is where it's supposed to be. Now it's time to take out the Ferrari out of the parking lot, right? So he takes its moichin from the heart of Zeranpin. Zeranpin, says Arizal, gets envious of the Malchus and takes down its own moichin. Puts it down on his head. You don't have to be a big Sherlock Holmes to understand that we're talking about Tefillin Shel Yad and Tefillin Shel Rosh. Right? Here, takes it against the heart. And when then it gets, happens during davening. Then during davening, they both get brand new moichin, brand new asagas. The Malchus gets new asagas. The brain gets new understandings, new awarenesses. Wonderful. You finish davening. Whether it's 20 minutes, half an hour, an hour, whatever it is, you got the new moichin. What are you doing? You're taking it off. Now it's time to take off. What happens is you're taking the tefillin off, you're taking the moichin off. But what's being left is what they call the reshim, or an imprint. You've been there. You have changed. And with this reshimu, with this residue, with this memory of the new moichin, you go throughout the day until the evening. And what happens in the evening? You get tired. Moichin gets tired. You get tired and you go to sleep. V'chula, v'chula, v'chula. And the cycle goes again, again, again. Now, this is a fractal principle, which means it happens every day. But it also happens, on a much larger scale. For some people, it can take a week or 2 weeks or a month or more, for the whole cycle to go through. This is what Arizal says. Up to now, we hear, okay, Malchus, this, parked, moichin, building them all. What are we talking about? What is this? So it says in Sfarim that the Malchus that we're talking about is the Dibur. That's the speech. The speech is a very, very, very special thing. The speech is the Kodesh Baruch Hu himself. It says when HaKadosh Baruch Hu created man, it says, Vayipach be'opov nishmas Chaim, that he blew in him a living spirit. The Zohar Kodesh says, Man de nafach, he who blows, midilei nafach, he's giving over his own essence. And he says, Vayipach be'apav nishmas Chaim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu blew in the man a nishmas Chaim, nefesh chaya, and he became a living spirit. Onkelos says, what is nefesh chaya? He says, ruach memalala, a talking spirit. In other words, that spirit, that neshama that the Kodesh Baruch Hu blew into the person, which is the essence of a Kodesh Baruch Hu, is the speech, the ability to speech. The ability to speak. The Malchus has to be elevated. We're talking about over here, B'nekuda of Chatzois, that you're coming out of darkness. There's no Asoga B'chlal. The Malchus has to be built. The biggest problem is that the speech is held captive by the klipa, by the tuma. But it's a very, very specific klipa that holds the Malchus hostage and doesn't let it go. That specific klipa is called Ketz Kol Basar, the end of all flesh. Notice that when in newspapers, you hardly ever see any good news, unless of course it's a sports team that wins. Other than that, it's just disasters. And what's wrong with absolutely everybody? This one is wrong because of this, and this one is wrong because of this, and this one is wrong because of this. And when you go to a restaurant and you have like 10 tables and 10 conversations going on, in each conversation somebody else is at fault. Somebody else is guilty of why things are going down the drain. In one table it's the mayor, another person is the prime minister, another one is the president, and another one is Donald Trump, another president is my wife, each table has its own villain. But everybody, if only they would listen to me, if only they would listen to me, only hear what I have to say, then everything would be fine. But they don't, so no, that's why the world looks the way it does. That's called klipas ketz kol basar. Now, the klipas ketz kol basar has a horrendous hashpah on a person. The hashpah that it has, it says, ruach se'ara oisad voroi. When the ketz kol basar has a chokehold on the dibur, it becomes a ruach se'ara. Ruach se'ara oisad voroi. It's the dibur of a person who creates the storm wind. Zohar Kodesh says, what does it mean, storm? And what is it? The mas'er gufa de barnash, that storms up the body, the metzias of a person. All the kitrugim, all the problem, health problem, everything else, all these stem of this ruach se'ara. And what creates this ruach se'ara? Oisa dvarei, the dibur of a person. That's the thing that causes all the inglichlach, all the tzaras, all the misfortunes that befall a person is ruach se'ara oisa dvarei. Now, a person needs to take out the malchus from the ketz kol basar. You have to bend down and defeat the ketz kol basar and take the malchus out. You do it by learning Torah b'toch adchak. Torah, when things are difficult, chak doesn't necessarily mean you don't have any money. Learning Torah adchak also means that you don't understand what the heck the guy's talking about, but you keep on coming. Learning Torah adchak means that you are flooded with the nonsense that the American media or whatever it is floods everybody. There's no way that you can keep it at bay. It just goes through everything. It's like a spirit. It goes anywhere. And you're holding on to your Yiddishkeit with the skin of your teeth. That is called limud Torah b'toch adchak. This takes the malchus out. Once the malchus goes out, the first thing that goes up, when the dibur goes out, the first thing that goes up is the best, the spitz, the cream rises to the top. The cream of the dibur is emes, is truth. When you release the dibur from ketz kol basar, the first thing that comes out is you start talking the truth. And the most important the truths that there is about you. It's about yourself. Who am I and what am I? What am I holding? It's still, sort of like a cold truth. I realize I'm not where I'm supposed to be. I realize I'm still not where it is. But it's okay, sure. But you start talking about it. It's not like what's going to be the tachlis with everything? Where is me and the Kadosh Baruch Hu? What's the relationship between me and the Kadosh Baruch Hu? That's the first emes that comes out. And suddenly I realized that, I don't have a relationship with the Kadosh Baruch Hu. I'm very little. I go to shul 3 times a day. I daven. More kavanah, less kavanah, whatever it is, everything is fine and well. But basically, I don't really know what to do with the Kodesh Baruch Hu. Rabbi Weinberger from Esh Kodesh in America said that. He says that we don't really know what to do with the Kodesh Baruch Hu. Remember, what do you do with him? Oh, we can deal with the Rav, we can deal with Torah, we can deal with the Kehillah, we can deal with a lot with the Kodesh Baruch Hu. What do you do with the Kodesh Baruch Hu? It's in shul, you come, you clap al chet, and you come on your kippur, and you clap al chet on a gazillion things that you did. I don't care, just don't hurt me. Write me, Chaim Tovim, thank you very much, goodbye, I'm out of here. Just when it comes out, he said, that's what I came to the world for. The Kodesh Baruch Hu said, Tamu ki tov Hashem. When did the good times start? You start talking Dibura Emes. The Dibura Emes is the Malchus is going out to its church and through the 5 fingers of the left hand. The 5 fingers of the left hand of a person signify the Hei Motzei Sapeh, the 5 tools of the mouth. The throat, the lips, the tongue, the teeth, the roof of the mouth, with which, the air, the kol, the voice comes out of the lungs. It's a kol pashut, kiyas shofar. And when the hot air comes out with a voice, these 5 tools hold back the voice in a special kind of way that produce and mold and hack and sculpt the words. There's a sh, there's a s, there's a l, These are all the tools. These are the 5 fingers of the left hand. So why dafka 5 fingers of the left hand? Because each one of those tools is blocking the sound. It lets some out, but basically it blocks in such a way the teeth block the sound and let it out, so it sounds like a s. If I didn't use my teeth, it would just go right? Now the tongue blocks the sound in order to produce a la, and the lips go into a sh. Each one, by the very special way that it blocks and releases, it allows the sound to come out. It forms the words, it forms the dibur. These are the 5 fingers of the left hand. It goes up to the left arm. This is the gvuros. The malchus is the ear of gvuros. What is a melech? Melech is somebody who has the koyach to decide, to decree this is the thing that's going to happen. And it takes the merchim from the heart. Once you start talking the truth, you start getting really excited about it. You get the fire into your diburim. You get the fire in your davening. You get the fire in your amunah. You can go, and suddenly go, duh, It really is an It really is, or verkehrt, or it's a wonderful, 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 Baruch Hashem HaMayid. You start talking the truth is not just what's wrong with me, the truth is what's right with me. You're starting getting chayas out of your Yiddishkeit. That is when the Malchus takes its moichin from the heart. V'cham libi b'kirbi, dibarti b'lsheni. When the fire is burning in my heart, I speak it with my mouth. Then a person speaks really hot diburim. What happens is, when a person does that, he starts doing tshuva, he starts really looking at himself. This is when the Zer Ampin is taking the mochim to himself. I have a lot of things that I already got used to. That's the way I live, I do this, I do that, I don't do this, I don't do that. I allow myself to do this, I allow myself to do that. That's the way I live. Some people do like this, some people do like that, some people go to movies, some people do this. But what are you doing? I've been doing it for so long. These are the Gemara calls it Averish Odom Dash Be'akevoy. Each one with his own, according to his own standards. That's what I throw behind. that the person throws these averes behind his shoulders. And look at them. That's the way I am. When a person gets the Moichel Zeir Anpin, after I spoke such diburim, and my awareness got excited because my diburim is exciting, they're hot. My awareness started sort of like, where am I? Let me check to see where I am. Not only l'ra, like, whoa, I can't believe how guilty I am. Not just that, but how lucky I am. I can talk to Kadosh Baruch Hu that I am a Yid. I'm going through all these difficulties in my life, but I am a Yid. You know that the Mashgiach of the Lomzi Yeshiva said that it's worthwhile for a human being to go through his entire lifetime, 90 years, more, without Torah and without mitzvahs, nothing. This is just for one time to say Amen on a bracha. So the Kodesh Baruch Hu is so great, it's all worth it. You understand if there's no Torah, there's no mitzvahs, you understand there's something else. Kodesh Baruch Hu is so great that for one time to say Amen, it's all worth it. With all the consequences of Olam Hazeh and Olam Haba, it's still worth it. For one time to say Amen on a bracha. That's my Yiddishkeit. This is what I'm at. And when that happens, when you're getting this awareness, you're not just getting the awareness for yourself. This awareness spreads out to your entire family. Because your family learns from you through osmosis. It's not the shoulda, woulda, coulda that you're telling them that really gets into their heart. It's what you really are. It's how you really are. When you're filled both with what you should be doing and you're not doing yet, and this unbelievable simcha of whatever it is you have, every shred of Yiddishkeit, I want to tell you, I am a huge admirer of American Yidden. I lived in America for a long time, and I remember I used to live there, and I saw, the guy to go to the Besmedrash, and he says, 20 minutes flat, they finished davening. Some guys had finished davening. I remember there's a guy, the guy was saying, he was going, he said, das ist nicht kein Stiebel. This place is, this is a minion factory. It's nicht kein Stiebel. It's not a Stiebel, it's a minion factory. Okay, and then he went to be about field, and 20 minutes flat, because the Torah was done. Okay? So at that time I thought, who are you fooling? But it took me time to realize it's exactly the other way around. He's not somebody that talks loud, that talks big, but does a little. That's not who he is. 20 minutes davening is what he can do. That's it. He cannot do any more than that. He put in a shtibel, he'll go out of his mind. He'll go nuts. He can't. But the very fact alone that he can say, this is nicht kein Stiebel, he knows there's something better. He's long, Alavai should be something, Alavai he can't. But Alavai, I got such admiration. Yidden in America are building Yiddishkeit out of Lego. They're putting it together. The onslaught of the Gashmis and the confusion and the craziness. There's no Mabusha in America. None. Finished. It's either 100% normal or it's a horrible crime. There's nothing in the middle. Nobody blushes anymore. And people feel so disconnected They feel so hungry. There's no time. And they just go, why? Is because the dibur cannot go out. And I'm saying, you got everything. You're already learning Torah b'toch chak. You're already doing through everything. The only thing that you need to do is to let go of the klipa of ketz kol basar. Make parole. You understand what they say? Make bail. Take it out. The way this is done is shmiras halashon. The minute that you introduce shmiras halashon into your life, you're doing everything it says anyhow. You're learning Torah b'toch chak. You're ready. Your neshama is yearning. Your life could be so absolutely incredible, but the dibur can't go out because it's in jail. Just let go. Just turn the key, open the door, let it out. You're already doing everything else. Your Yiddishkeit is just waiting to burst forth. But what if I can't? I can learn. Okay, I can learn some Ilchas Tishnara, Shmiras halashon. I can do this, I can do that. So, Rabbeinu says, and it says in Sfarim, that when a person comes to Kadosh Baruch Hu and says, listen, I got so many averos, I got so many drawbacks, and I can't. He says it's like a person who owes money to a rich person, doesn't have the money to pay him back. So the rich person says, listen, the amount of money that you owe me is nothing compared to how much money other people owe me. So I'll tell you how you can repay me. Go and tell these people that they owe me. And with this, I'll consider it like you paid me off. It's very difficult. The nisayon of shmiras halashon is very difficult. Especially when you're upset and this and that. Without learning, obviously you can't do anything. But even when you're learning, it's not so easy. And what about everything that I spoke until today? So the Kadosh Baruch Hu says, you know something? Tell others that they owe me. That's the reason I'm calling everybody that, that is here and anybody who's watching this video. There is an organization which is called the Chofetz Chaim Heritage Foundation. This is basically Heikim Ula Shel Shmiras halashon in the world. When you're supporting the Chofetz Chaim Heritage Foundation, you are telling other people throughout the world, you owe the rich guy money. And with this, the rich guy, the Kadosh Baruch Hu says, okay, I'll wipe your slate clean. The Binyan Beis HaMikdash is totally on that. Your own Beis HaMikdash. Let your Yiddishkeit go. Let it bloom. Let it bloom. Let it flourish. Without the dibur coming out and going through the process of starting to tell the truth, without any ecstasy, without any kind of excitement, and then waking up and the fire going into the dibur, and then the moichin coming out and like check myself, whoa, what I'm lacking, and wow, what it is I do have, and there's no better way to assure that your family will withstand these kind of storm winds that are going outside. They're doing this. You're already doing all the work as anyhow. You're learning Torah b'toch chak, you like it or not, you're a Yid, you're going around with a couple, you're down with the this, you're doing it already. You're learning a Mishnah, you're doing it already. You're saying Krishma twice a day, you're doing it already. You're busy with running around. Ad kadei kach, living in America, and he says, Oshana Shalosh Shoes. You know what's the Shana Shalosh Shoes? They close the bank at 3. I have to cover the bank by 3 o'clock. Oshana Shalosh Shoes. I'll be able to cover the bank at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That's the pshat of Likutei Torah Chag. You're already doing, but it's like you're saying somebody, it's like you're holding onto the table and you say, you know something, take it away from me. Take it away from me, and you're holding it back. Let go. Let go. The Malchus wants to come out. Because Baruch is waiting for you. The truth is waiting to come out. This is the way you're doing. There's one unbelievable program which they just started, which is called Shabbos Machzon Lefi. What it does, like the rest of the work that they do, this is pure genius. What it is they have just a little thing, you put it on a table, and it says, during the Suda, in Shabbos, no Lashon Hara, no Hinoes Dvorim. Hinoes Dvorim means this is the Burim that causes tzara to people. And it's there. First of all the family is together on it. It's not just the father saying Divrei Torah, nobody can understand. It's just the entire family is in on it together. The father, the mother, the children, the grandmother, everybody's together. We are serving HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We're doing it together. It's an unbelievable chinuch. It's an unbelievable chinuch for Yiddishkeit, for Menschlichkeit, for Shlom Bayis, for whatever it is you want. Even more than that, it creates, sometimes when we get together for Shabbos meal, during the week we're far away, so we don't get mixed up with one another. When you come for Shabbos, all of a sudden all the quarrels come up, or whatever it is, because there's dynamics going on. But the minute that there is a rule on Shabbos table, it's Lashon Hara free, it's Hinoes Dvorim free, no hurtful speech, suddenly the Shabbos table becomes an oasis, a safe place. Everyone in the family is going to look forward to it. There's 3 times on Shabbos that I sit there, I'm going to feel good. I'm going to feel emotionally safe. Nobody can hurt me. Nobody can say anything hurtful. We're not saying anything bad about anybody. It's clean, completely. This will last them for their lives and their children's life. It's safe. Nothing is going to happen. It's okay. It's wonderful. In fact, it is Gan Eden. It's an oasis. And beyond everything else, Shabbos, a Lashon Hara free Shabbos Suda, opens up a portal, a spiritual portal for bracha from HaKadosh Baruch Hu that you can channel into anything you want. Yeshuas, Shidduchim, Refuah, Parnasa. You can have it, you can do it, l'zchus somebody, that needs anything. So we're doing the Shabbos Machzon Lefi, l'tevas this and this particular person. There's so many, and beyond all of that, you have what the Vilna Gaon said, any time that the person closes his mouth from saying, forbidden speech, he's zoche to literally the light of Gan Eden, as a light that is beyond that any divine being, any angel can ever perceive. You're getting a chunk of Gan Eden. If you sit in the Suda, let's say for an hour, you're taking a family trip to Gan Eden. Literally, figuratively, emotionally, any which way you want. So I call on each and every one of you. Support the Chofetz Chaim Heritage Foundation. What it will do for you is beyond imagination. B'ezrat Hashem, it'll make your Yiddishkeit come up. flourish. Influence your family. Influence everybody around you. Hashem should help. Hashem should have a ksiv achsima teva and a git gebencht yo. What did they say? Bias Mashiach Tzidkelim, but Amen, Amen. It doesn't sit on my tongue anymore. Called.